Hello again. It's still Friday night. We're still snowed in and iced in and all those other things. And if you're not watching these videos one right after another, you might have already forgotten. Look at this beautiful keyboard. It's good enough for now, and it does work. It puts letters up there. The problem is this is ugly. And not only that, if I'm going to work on the guesses, I might as well be deliberate about it compared to the actual Wordle. These are a gray color outline. They're not black. I think I did use gray, but it might be too dark. But if I start putting letters in here, you'll notice it's a darker gray outline for the letters that actually have values in them. So I'm going to try to do all this. I am ambitious and I'm going to try to be incremental, but we'll say that this part of the keyboard is good enough for now, and we'll try to get this so where there's not the gaps up there, and also the darker gray for the chosen words. I'm talking to myself now. That is no longer the keyboard. Where the keyboard, mercifully, is done for the moment at least. We do need to look at, though, the guest view. I think we do. Yeah, let's look at the guest view. Do we need to look at guesses? Oh no, that's the model. Silly me. The guest view is what the model's guess looks like on the screen. And it's still got all these pieces. And it's still a rounded rectangle that's a square with 0. Its fill color still needs to be white. Its stroke, now if we make the light gray, dark gray, its stroke needs to be what? This. I got a question about this outside of class, this business. What the heck is going on here? The letter guess view is one square up top. It's easier for me to point at it now in the actual thing. One square, that is a letter guess view. Here is a letter guess view with a letter filled in. Here is a letter guess view without a letter filled in. So if we were to look at the underlying model entries for these two, this would actually have a letter ID number filled in for it. And this would have nil. It's an optional and it would have nil. So remember that. Here, there is an optional value that can be unwrapped. Here is nil. There is no optional value to be unwrapped. That leads us to this, a single letter guess view, a view for a single letter in the user's game, user's guess. If this optional value can be unwrapped, if we can unwrap this integer, that means yes, a letter has been set in the model for this particular letter square up there in the guesses. And we make a square with a letter in it. The letter that they chose, that's the letter number inside the key labels array. And this was, oh my goodness, this is one of the horrible messes when I tried to have a two-dimensional array. Not a two-dimensional array, it was an array of arrays. I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to drag you through all of my sob story about that. But this can't stand. This needs to be another custom color. And let's see. If it is, it's going to be, I'll make the constants first and then come back. Custom colors. And I'll take a shortcut. Command C for copy, V. This is not keyboard anymore, though. This is get. Well, there's no point in keeping that at all. Guess. What is it? Set color. And this will be guess. Not set color. Okay, if it's set, we want a darker gray, and we'll say a darker gray until further notice will be half for all of them. That might still be too bright, I don't know. But going back to Safari, the unset ones over here, these are an even lighter gray outline. So, not set, oh, these should say outline, shouldn't they? Trying to be specific, these constants get really long. And this one needs to be light, but probably not that light. Maybe 8. Trial and error. Oops. Now then, now I can go back to where I was and use guess set Guess set outline color. That means that it has been set already. Guess set outline color. Thank you. And down here, the stroke color will be guess not set outline color. Because you know why? It's not set. Guess set not outline color. Now, what I was saying about the optional here. If the optional has been assigned a value, an integer value, then we can successfully unwrap it. The if is true, and it returns this Z stack that shows a key that's got a dark gray outline and it has a letter filled in. Else, there is no letter value for this set yet. It's still nil, but we fill in an empty letter. And if you recall, I gave you my sob story that the reason we had to do this I don't know any way to avoid making this a little bit redundant, because the return types, our two return types here, even though we left it ambiguous, it's just some view, I'll let you figure it out. When the compiler figures it out, all of the return statements have to return exactly that type that it figured out. So both of these return statements have to return a Z stack that has a rounded rectangle in it with a text on top of it. So there's not really any way you can finesse that away and make it look more efficient and less redundant. And here we go. Wow, that is really light. Mental note, I need to make those lines thicker. And that's not very much darker. But that's still an improvement. So what do I need to do now? I guess I need to stroke option, click. Line width. The content, I guess, is the color, but the line width, it needs to be a floating point value. So line width. And of course that needs to be a symbolic constant. I'm not going to drag you through all the symbolic constants, all these things I'm filling in with numbers now for trial and error. I'm going to try 4. That might be too thick. But where'd that F come from? Did I do that? Get. And this, even though this is a different color, this was the same line width. I'm going to see, closing parentheses. No wonder it was unhappy. Down here, color, line width 4. I wish I could type. Why didn't I take typing in high school? Well, that's not much better. And it's still got to get, you know what? That actually ain't too bad. I'm going to go with 5. Just because. And the colors are not even terrible, are they? Say no, they're not. Yes, I heard you. Yell at your YouTube screen. And let's see how close we are in the approximation. That ain't too far off for just taking stabs in the dark, huh? I still need more space down here. That'll be in a future video. Maybe I'll take care of that when I do the enter key and the delete key. I can't think. This is late at night for an old man. Stop, I tell you. And what else do I need to do? I need to letter guess row view. This is what's doing the guesses at the top that changes size miraculously. It's not a bug, it's a feature. So each H stack gets separated from the next one. So we tried, here's trial and error that I think I recall without even having to have noted it in my incomplete journal. Yeah, that's squeezing it too much. Even though, look, it did repair. It doesn't make it larger. But what if I just specify a particular value? 1.0. And this is padding. You'll notice this is padding on the H stack. inside a letter guess row view. This is padding for the entire row, not individual letters or anything. 1.0. That's not bad. Actually, that's better than I recall. Ladies and gentlemen, I accidentally lurched into enlightenment here. What did I do? I put padding 1.0, and that's not even in my notes. You think I'm going to mess with that? I don't think I'm going to mess with that. Well, I'm not quite sure what else to do right now at this late hour. It's after 7:30 at night. Good grief. No wonder I can't think. But I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. There. And that looks reasonably like what's going on over here, if I do say so myself. And if you want to pick a fight, you can argue with me in email. Yeah, those letters need to be a little bit smaller. I'll do that for next time. But for now, I'm going to say that we're getting there. And you'll agree with me because you want to stop watching this video. And I'll see you in class. We're supposed to be on dry land Monday. I'll see you next week. Have a good weekend. Bye.